Are you ready for the ultimate bikepacking weekend adventure? Join us for an unforgettable self-supported bikepacking trip through Southwest Virginia. The Grayson Gravel Pie Bikepacking Adventure travels along the Virginia Creeper Trail, the beautiful gravel roads of Grayson County, Virginia, and the New River Trail. All lodging and camping arrangements are included, along with daily routes and guides riding along with you. This self-supported adventure offers resupply opportunities every 20 miles for your food and water needs. Find out more at graveltraveldirt.com.
You're listening to Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt.
Hey everybody, I'm Brian.
And I'm Joey.
This is episode 134 of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt, and Eat Hot Dogs.
Yes.
Because that's what we did tonight. We ate hot dogs.
Those were cheddar wurst things.
We had good hot dogs tonight.
Those are the Dietz and Wattens. You didn't have any of the actual hot dogs, did you?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Because what I did was I took the sausage and I cut it in half.
Oh.
And then I cut a hot dog in half. And then I put them together into one bun. So I had a sausage dog.
To everyone on the speakers, those hot dogs were questionable. They were the manager specials, and they felt a little slimy. And Brian said, "Bring them on."
I don't care. Bring it on. Yeah. Come on along, everybody. Spend the next hour or so with us talking about gravel bikes, adventure biking, bike packing, bike camping, or just playing lights.
Playing lights?
See what I did there? See, because we're going to talk about lights, bike lights. So instead of playing bikes, I said playing lights.
Do you want to see the results in the 23 minutes I've had our poll up?
Okay, yeah. Who did it better? Joey put up a poll on his Instagram.
On GTD
Instagram. Wanted to know whose hot dog was prepared better. And who was winning?
Well, I'm going to say it's a tie because Casey doesn't count. She did vote.
Okay.
It was 6-5 you, but will we take Casey's out?
I'll tell you what, my presentation is much better.
Transylvania Mountain Bike Epic voted you. That's pretty... Pete voted for me. That's all that matters.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Yep.
What are we drinking today, Joey?
Oh, I forgot an actual alcoholic drink. I have orange seltzer.
But I think we're actually in training because it's very close to that window. As he jumps up and literally sprints. I don't think I've seen you move that fast in a long time. Sprints across the kitchen to get a what? What have you got?
Tyler got this from me last week. It's an orange smash. It's from Devil's Backbone. Ready to drink. Real vodka, 10% alcohol.
What?
It's vodka with orange juice and natural citrus flavors because I like orange stuff.
Wow.
It's basically disguising vodka in a can. Luckily,
it's vodka and orange juice. That should be a drink. We could call it something, couldn't we?
Isn't that an orange crush? Yeah. Orange smash.
Isn't vodka and orange juice a screwdriver? No, that's rum. I don't know.
I don't drink all those drinks, but this is good. It's a 4-pack.
Nice.
Freaking delicious.
So vodka and orange juice.
Luckily, I cracked one of these after I was doing chores and smoking last night, and then Jess told me I had to get her medicine. I only had a little sip of it.
Oh, you were smoking?
Could have been the opposite.
Smoking meat.
Smoking meat, yeah.
Okay. I don't know. So you are, in fact, drinking something tasty while I'm having a polar...
There's no calories in this.
Seltzer. Is there no calories in that?
Probably nice freaking vodka.
Wait a minute, that has no calories in it? Don't pour it on you're almost pouring it on your computer. Stop. Be careful.
It says recycle, please.
Oh, what a cool can, too.
It's a beautiful can.
You said there's a 4-pack of those?
Yeah.
So there's another one of those?
They're not cold.
That's okay. I would actually, I would try one of those. I want
a warm one?
No, I would try one of those.
I think they're in the little something IPA box.
Why didn't you put them in
Do you want this one and I'll drink a beer?
Why don't you pour some of that in a cup and I'll try
just drink it.
Okay.
I don't know if 10%. Are we doing fishing podcast?
Yes.
Okay. Drink that. Can you give me a little something?
Okay. So now I am drinking
my delicious drink.
Orange smash, but I may not like it. Said no one ever.
They're not just a little something from the beer fridge.
Oh, wow. That's really good.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you. Ready to drink real vodka. Devil's Backbone Distilling. That's kind of dangerous right there.
I wouldn't know.
That is... Wait, have you not had one of them at all?
I drank one yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, you just said that. So we are all drinking something tonight. What are you doing over there now? You can't get your beer open. What's the problem? Okay, while you're doing while you're doing all that, I'm going to start with my catch-up. So, let's see. I got a new Garmin, as you know, Joey. Very excited to try my hand with the 830. That's a much different unit. I should probably wait for you to come back because we probably should talk about this. Yeah, it's one of those nights, everybody. It's just one of those nights. You were trying to use your belt to open your beer? That's
my belt buckle
cool.
might be a little worn out from opening too many beers with it. This belt's perfect. Like 15 years old.
So I was telling everybody about my new Garmin.
I'm now having a Lagunitas little something ale.
Little something?
Little something ale.
That's that's a cool label, isn't it? If I remember. Can I see that? Can you spin that around?
Something lady.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah, okay.
All right, yeah, your Garmin.
Got a new Garmin. The 830, I really like it. So it is easier to see the screen. That old 520 seems like a boring dud of a bike computer now at this point after having all the fancy bells and whistles. As soon as I connected something with Bluetooth, like as soon as I connected my power meter with Bluetooth, it went, oh, you've connected a power meter. Let's set up a fancy screen for your power meter. And it threw it up onto the Garmin as a screen. And what was the other one? I connected my heart rate monitor. It did the same thing. So it's like it's so much smarter than
the average 520. Bear. Smarter than you.
Smarter than me,
Way smarter than me.
Yeah. And then at the end of every ride, it gives me all sorts of metrics. And it's, I don't know. I still need to set the screens up a little bit more to my liking. They're not quite ordered right. I like to have a lot of data at my fingertips because I analyze myself while I'm riding. No, that's not true. I did have a big mileage week last week.
Yeah.
I talked about that. I think I finished top 5 in the GTD Strava Club.
Third.
That is top 5. Yep. Third. A little over 350 miles. And I think it's all due. Wow, that Orange Smash has got a little kick to it. My goodness gracious.
I just put one in the freezer for hopefully a half hour from now.
Hi, everybody. What was I talking about?
Your high mileage?
High mileage, yes. So I think obviously it started by doing a big century.
Front-loaded it.
Yeah. When you do a century on Monday of a Strava week, it's kind of not hard to start piling on some miles. But I did do a metric later on in the week. Had a bunch of, I think the average miles worked out to like 50 or 55 or 60 miles a day, something like that. But I felt good at the end of it. I had, we did that big 100. We talked about this last week. The legs felt great at the end of that. I did some low and slow rides during the week. Then I also did one really like barn burner on one day of the week. I can't remember what day of the week it was, but I did a big 33 at over 20. So that felt good. I don't think I've ever really done that. I don't think I've ever gone 30 with a 20 mile an hour moving average. I don't know that I've ever done that.
You're peaking too early.
Then that's what we talked about. And Joey said, oh, you need to get Training Peaks. So I got Training Peaks, and I synced it with my Garmin account, and I literally don't know what I'm looking at. It's a bunch of tiny numbers on the screen, and the computer screen, and I have no clue. So if anybody knows Training Peaks and how I might, because you said, oh, you should do that because it'll tell you.
It'll start projecting, and you can like put in an event. That's how I know I'm paved 6 weeks out.
Okay.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah, that's getting close, isn't it? So what have you been up to this week, Joey?
Well, I did put an Orange Crush in the freezer for later.
Yeah.
Orange Smash.
It's not for me. I'm not having that. I literally drank 2 pulls off of this thing, and I still think I'm... Whew.
I had a lot of miles. I think this was my biggest mileage week in a long, long time.
Yeah, what'd you have?
170.
Nice.
Which is 167 or something. I don't know. We front-loaded the week. Last Wednesday, we had to put Max down.
I don't know if you wanted to talk about that.
I just figured I would. Tuesday night, I don't think we ever talked, because Tuesday wasn't good. That was the most I haven't wanted the podcast. Because I knew he wasn't doing well upstairs.
And we skipped the second one. And
I just went right upstairs and stayed up with him all night.
Yeah.
But then, Thursday, it was nice to do the group ride.
Yeah.
I felt good. I really just wanted to smash a lot of stuff. but riding my bike was like that. I rode Thursday. I rode a lot. And that just felt really good. I think part of that was, just a good
therapy.
Good therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just a lot of miles. Yeah. It's like we did a lot of climbing. It wasn't like I had a bunch of big ones. I don't know. They all racked up. No biggie. Saturday was a blast. we did the average Joe and then did the other side and all the fingers of Millbridge. It was just casual, and that was good. Sunday, spun the legs a little bit.
And Jess did all that extra with us, and she did fantastic.
Yep.
So she's getting herself ready, too. We talk about you and I getting ready for unpaid, but she's doing the deal, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's out there getting herself, finely tuned and ready to go.
She's been using her Peloton more, which is
awesome. Yeah. It's awesome. It's all about moving the legs and sitting on the seat and doing the work. That's it, man.
Yeah, just a crap ton of, like yesterday I did 50.
I saw that. I didn't see the ride. I didn't go look at the ride, though. Tell me about the ride.
Yesterday was just I asked all the guys at the shop because I got all the guys from the shop to ride because we all ride bikes.
So everybody knows Monday is the day.
Mondays were closed, and I just said, "Hey, let's all go ride." Like I think it'd be good for us. So we got there like at 8:00, and then Tyler said he had about time for 30 miles, which was fine. So I didn't want to do jump points. We actually rode up to Fast Stop in St. Leonard, shot across Ball.
Well, like we were talking about doing the day before.
We didn't go we didn't go north of Fast Stop.
No, that's what I did.
I woke up Sunday morning. I was like, F this. Like I didn't even want to ride. I think I felt bad because Emily needed the bike.
Yeah.
And that's all. It's just like I told her I'd let her in the store, so we did drum point. I always feel like drum point is good to spin the legs. It's a good recovery loop for me.
It's a much different ride in a small group. I don't think I ever do it. Except for like big group rides, and it's a much different feeling when you're back in there. Just a shout out to Emily. I don't know if she's going to listen to the podcast or not, but
she rode with us yesterday too.
She rode with us last few days, and
Saturday, Sunday, Monday with me.
Yeah,
she's getting ready for a big ride. She was in town and borrowed Lori's bike, so that was good. So we ended up going over to Mom and Pop's and came the normal way back through. I ride those roads. I don't know how many times I've ridden that road.
So you went down Mackle to Perrin?
Yeah.
And then back over?
Yeah.
It's kind of exactly the route that I sent you the day before.
You wanted to go further north and stuff.
Nope.
Oh, I don't know.
I went to the Fast Stop, circled around, went across Ball.
Oh.
Came down, went down Parker's Wharf.
Then sure.
Then came all the way down to the end of Brooms Island, then back up to...
Oh, yeah, but we didn't do all that.
Ross.
I wanted to do all that. Oh, yeah, we cut down Ross.
Got over Ross to Mackle to,
We got back to the shop. It was Tyler's ready to go. We were going to get coffee, and then everyone had to leave. And then I asked Ryan if he wanted to ride more. So we went and drum just to be easy, because in my mind I was already at 40, 35, I don't know, 33.
Yeah, you had to be at 33 or something.
And then I figured I thought about doing a metric, but it was already, the timing was still good, but ended up just knocking out 50 because I wanted to smoke some ribs and clean my house.
Right on.
And use my day off. No, it was good. My legs were tired, though.
Yeah.
They finally were tired. I think and it's not Strava week calendar, but over the last 10 days, I stacked a lot of miles.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Terra CLs is actually, I'll call this a long-term review now.
Please.
I've had them for a few weeks.
Yep.
Those things are so freaking sweet.
Yeah.
I told you, as soon as I put them on.
Yesterday, did you ride the Athos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Always. No, they're just, I love how smooth they are. With that 32 millimeter Roubaix tire, tubeless, they're just, even without an Athos, you can make your bike feel so much better.
So I'll be honest, well, you got to have a bike that can handle those 32s.
True,
that's a very special setup that you have.
Well, that's a gravel wheel set. It's not meant for an all road.
I know, but it's a very special setup you have because you're riding that Athos at road bike miles, road bike speeds.
Oh yeah,
and I can see it. It just looks
comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Ryan was riding on 25 yesterday. I'm following his wheel. It looks like he's riding a roller skate. Or a little razor blade.
Yep.
Roller blade, ice skates. I don't know.
Yeah. Something like that. Something thin and small.
Yeah. I'm like, man, the 32s are so comfortable.
Yeah.
And I don't think they lack any speed.
No, that's my point.
You know what pressure I'm running in the rear?
What?
50.
Are you really?
And the front's 45. Although that wheel set, no, it's because they're so wide
that you can't see because it's actually it's a front to back kind of a cush, as opposed to a side squish. Okay,
they just, like I said, you could take any bike and
because the wheels are wide. Duh, that makes huge sense. Yeah. Jeez, good grief.
Those wheels actually have limits. I think at the size tire I was running, it's only 60 max.
Wow.
And then if you're riding, it changes. There's a chart, and running 42s might be 40 or something, which is about what you're going to run anyway. No, I can't
That's cool.
I always tell people wheels are the best upgrade to your bike, no matter what bike you have.
Well,
man, those things are so nice.
Yeah, it's rotating.
I've had like
mass.
Envies and other Revals and everything else. Things as soon as you put them on, it's just in that tire.
Nice.
I actually ordered like 6 of those tires, and I plan on buying all 6 from because of shortage.
Yeah, anytime you can find them, you get what you can get.
They and they're like a $50. It's a Specialized Roubaix tubeless 30-32. It's such a nice all-arounder.
Nice.
And I'll ride light gravel with it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I rode down at Lake Apopka on my Roubaix with those 28s and did great.
Yeah. I can imagine. You should do it on 32 and Athos.
I'm telling you, that bike right there would literally eat that hard packed gravel up for lunch.
I am having some lower back issues, but that's not bike related. I just need to I need to stretch and like.
Yeah, don't let that impact your bike though, because if something like that happens,
I need to do my physical therapy like I was doing.
Yeah, it could jump up and bite you, and being only 6 weeks out.
6 weeks. Now that I got that arthritis in my back and neck, they told me about last year.
We have any travel plans yet?
No,
Ron,
I keep meaning to. I meant to do it last week, then everything happened.
Hey, Brett, Elise.
No, I'm gonna stay in a nice hotel, and
we have to because they got a little one. Yeah, no, we can't be crashing up in their joint. No.
Sad news. I'm getting rid of the Athos.
Are you really?
I should have started out this episode with that.
So what are you going to do with it?
We're just going to put it upstairs. This is one of the things I should have started the episode, like as soon as we started talking and then come back to it.
I absolutely positively know you're full of it. And all you're talking about is that you're going to start riding the Kona.
Yeah, and I said this a few weeks ago. And like Tyler, Peaks asked me, why are you riding the Athos? I said, I have till September 1st, which I have till a week from tomorrow. I have like almost 1,000 miles on the Athos.
Do you really?
And I just got it July 1st or something or 2nd.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
That you put some miles on. That's awesome.
No, those Revals will go over to the Kona. I bought them for I bought them for both bikes.
Okay, so you'll pull the wheel set off.
Yeah.
Hang the or are you going to put the wheels off of the Kona on the Athos?
Yeah, I don't know what I'll do.
But
I do want to run those wheels for like unpaved and everything.
Yeah. So just pull them off and hang the bike.
But I have my other Revals on the Kona.
Whatever you do, don't leave it in the shop. Just keep it here at home.
I had all our bikes at the shop the other day. I'm like, oh, they're all upstairs here.
For those of you in the know,
I got a week, and I think what I'm going to miss the most is the Axis, the SRAM Axis group.
Yeah,
I love the GRX, but
when was the last time you ridden the Kona since you've been riding the Athos so much?
A few weeks ago, I rode Calvert Cliffs.
Okay, so it's not going to like throw you for a loop.
Maybe 3 weeks. No, I love it. I was like, man, how much work would it be to? It's actually not a lot of work. It's just doing hydraulics through the frame.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a whole lot of work at all.
But no.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it.
No, the Kona's perfect.
Because then the Athos will sit there in like a dismembered kind of state, and it'll just be... No, don't do that.
Although I do think... And the only thing that might change on that is I'm looking at the schedule. Like, I might do a 100-something mile ride, which I'll probably do on the Athos.
Okay.
Maybe I should do it on the Kona. I don't know. I need to do like a 120 mile ride in the next few weeks. Well, I'm going to get donut. Well, the donut place is closed on Mondays up in Deal.
So what we have
I already mapped my ride to that.
What we have to do is simply plan a 15-mile ride and then not stop.
Oh, there you go.
That's how it works.
Happens from time to time.
That's the best one ever. Yeah. I saw what you have going on in the this or that's later. So,
and then like I said, I checked out Trading Peaks. I was doing that Sandy Pony Donuts ride, which is 88 miles from my house and back, like a straight shot.
That would be fast too. You talking about Sandy Pony that's up in Deal? Deal,
yeah. But they're closed on Mondays. Like Monday to be the day to do it. We could do it on a Saturday.
That would also be easy if you get to the Sandy Pony and Deal. If you just need to add 12 more miles, you just loop up to Muddy Creek or whatever the name of that road is.
Do something on the way back. Yeah. I did a straight shot just because I also know
or go through Friendship or something like that.
Other than part of Prince Frederick, it's not a bad ride.
No.
You have to deal with. You're doing 4 and 2 the whole way.
Yeah, it's. I wonder how much elevation. Did you map the elevation?
35.
Okay, that's not bad either.
I need to do more.
So that ride would be about time on bike as opposed to truly like emulating effort.
Yeah. At some point in time, one of these weekends coming up, we are going to go to Mishu.
See,
and do some gravel climbing, like some straight climbing.
I'm less concerned about trying to emulate the ride because I think you can make your body do that. it's you've got to be able to stay on the bike for a length of time.
I can do that.
So I in my opinion,
I'm projecting 15 hours for the 90.
Oh my God!
No, God, no.
What, are you planning on pushing the bike the whole way?
Basically, I'd hike a bike.
Oh, look, a little hill. Get off, push.
Yeah, but if you look at the 90 route, there's like, you do the first big climb, there's so much descent. There's like 5 miles of like gradual descending.
Oh, yeah.
To a big climb again, and then gradual descending. And it's not like a straight down the mountain. It's just like a nice flat line
like
down.
Meandering.
Yeah, which is great.
I'm
not worried about all that.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. You know, Larry and I did the 50 whatever last year unpaved, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. You know, we got to the brewery, and you know, I guess you could say we were able to spend a whole lot of time at the brewery, so it was just right. Yeah, but maybe not. I don't know. It's a fun weekend, no matter what you do. It doesn't really matter. Do the fun paved and just roll around Mifflinburg and call it a day and have a good time.
We are trying to figure out Monday on our side. The hiccup with school. Yeah, and Jess.
Well, she could just get sick.
Yeah.
Well, she might actually be after all of
maybe
that.
Maybe Father Dave can write her a doctor's note.
He's got those kind of creds. He's got street creds for that.
Yeah.
He could write a doctor's note. Dave, we need a doctor's note for Jess for unpaved. Yeah. There we go. Taken care of.
Just so we're not dipping out as early.
Done.
Yeah, we'll be partying. I think that's it.
We need to get those travel plans cooking. We need to get that put together.
I'm just going to call Dave right now.
Call Dave.
Where you staying, dude?
You want to do Strava Club? Let's take a look at Strava Club.
Let's look at Strava Club. All right, our random 100... Top 100 random shout-outs. Dominic Green from Masterton, Wellington, New Zealand with 145.3.
Good job.
And have we talked about Dominic before? We've had a couple of New Zealand folks.
We've had more than a few handful.
And he's
of
not
New
a
Zealand
spammer.
folks.
He's only got like 6 people in 6 clubs.
Yeah, we've talked about New Zealand before, but I don't think it was Dominic. I don't think it was Dominic.
Dominic Toretto?
I don't know.
Family.
I don't know.
Trevor Gibney.
Hey.
From Lansing, Michigan with 182.8.
Trevor is a dirty chain boy.
Dirty chain, Trevor.
Congrats, Trevor.
And then Foreign Warren Smith from Lexington Park, Maryland with 128.9. He wanted the 100-mile week.
Nice.
He missed 12 miles too on his Garmin, he said.
Yeah.
I told him he should have just done, I didn't tell him, he should have just done a manual entry.
I don't think it counts in clubs and things like that, though.
Oh, well, never mind.
No, I don't think manual entries, they count for your own stuff, but I don't think they count
pretty sunset out there?
Clubs and challenges. No, I can't see it.
No, I just see a reflection.
No, I can't see it.
To break into the top 100, you needed 125.4, which was down.
I could have loaned Warren I could have given him. I could have gifted him some of my miles.
You were number 3.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I had plenty to spare. I could have gifted him. Can't you do that? Like gifting vacation leave to
maybe?
I don't know.
I finished 50, like dead in the middle.
Did you
right
really?
At 50, yeah.
Congrats.
We only went up 1 to 753 from 752.
Well, that's because everybody's out riding their bike right now.
Strava.com/clubs/gravel travel dirt.
But it's down to 125 miles. That's actually the lowest it's
down
been
in a while. Should have been the week I slacked.
130 plus has been sort of the norm, upwards to the mid 130s. Yeah. Interesting. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, also, before we get to meat and potatoes.
Yes, sir.
I found my Gravelonia shirt.
I know.
I've worn it the last 2 days. It smells like hickory smoke.
It's a little dirty.
I was smoking ribs in it.
You got some stains on it.
Oh, that's from work today.
But that was the first thing I noticed when I came in, because it was lost. When something you cannot find it is lost.
It was with my pair of Gore bibs wrapped up. So my cycling clothes, I just have a really big Rubbermaid in the closet, and one of our spare rooms, I just chuck everything in.
Right. I do the same.
Why fold it? Why?
Yep.
I need to get a couple, so I have like winter and stuff like that. But it was just balled up in there.
Oh,
Only place I didn't look.
Well, that would have been the natural place to look, because
my T-shirt's going in the closet,
but it's a gravel T-shirt, and it was like being drawn to all of the sweaty bike
T-shirt.
stuff. But I'm excited for you that you found it.
I was,
and now I need to go home and make sure that mine is still in my closet, that you didn't in fact sneak in while I was.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Beach day.
You wore your dirty kitten like every day last week.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Upset Tyler so much. He's like, "You're wearing the same shirt." I'm like, "Yeah, so what?"
my issue I ran into from stacking everything up. Well, it was a twofold. With all the Mac stuff, we were both a wreck. We didn't do anything in our house all week. Yeah. Like laundry was stacking up.
Yeah,
and then I've been riding a lot, and and I have like 6 pair of really good bibs. I almost didn't have enough bibs. So that's why I was looking for. I was like, I need another pair of bibs.
Oh, and that's why you found the shirt.
Yeah.
It's because you were digging in the bin. Oh,
yeah.
All right.
So.
Well, I put on here, Joey, that tonight we're going to talk about lights. It's a very, very bright subject.
I'm going to need about unpaved 15 hours in.
And specifically, how does the need and for lights translate into the world of gravel? You know, I think there are some special things that are required of your lights in that environment, which might be a little bit different.
You want to read your thing you copied from somewhere?
Yeah, I copied this from somewhere.
No offense.
No, that's okay. I did.
It's all wrong.
It. Huh?
Nothing.
No, it's not, is it?
I don't know.
We'll find out. Before we even talk about specific lights, I want to talk about the term that everybody uses to gauge lights, which honestly I think is mostly made up.
How bright are they? In dark time, nighhtime, murder.
It's how bright it is. And it's lumens, measured by lumens. Lumens is the dictionary reference. Lumens is the measure of the total amount of light visible to the human eye from a light source. The higher the lumen rating, the quote-unquote brighter the lamp will appear. And brighter, I guess, you could say, is of course better because you'll see more of a 4,000 lumen light. Well, and this was specifically designed and wrapped around the world of mountain bikes when you're trying to see something as opposed to be seen. 4,000 lumen light is going to be reveal more than a 1,000 lumen light. Obviously easier to travel at speed. But things like light beam pattern, the spread, and the intensity also play a part. So, and what I just referenced was, you know, with the beam pattern, what's your goal? What do you want to be able to see what's ahead of you?
Speaking of seeing ahead, I'm up in the polls.
Are you really?
Yeah.
People must be listening. Oh wait, we're not live
streaming. Yes, proceed.
So do you want to see what's ahead of you, or do you want to be seen by others? I think those are the two main objectives. What are you doing over there?
If I drink my beer and my orange seltzer, it almost tastes like that over there.
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to finish that. And you hear it often referenced as you want to see by or be seen. What are you doing now? Did you have something in the beer?
When I talk to customers, do you want a light to see or be seen?
Yeah, see or be seen.
It's easy. It explains itself.
Yeah.
And if you have to ask me,
but there's a light
bulb's not going off in your head.
There's a lot of debate as to how people measure lumens.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because my lumens on my Night Rider is different than my Light in Motion.
Yeah. So, first off, do you think there's a different need in the world of gravel for light? I'm asking your opinion.
Compared to what? In general?
So, let's go to the two extremes. On a mountain bike world, lights are all about night rides and being able to see what's ahead of you. So, you know, you're mounting them on the helmet.
Isn't that every ride to see what's ahead of you?
Well, no, not necessarily, because in the world of a road bike, you're running lights during the day so that you're being seen. So is there a need? Because gravel sits in the middle. Where is the need between those two things?
If I'm actually riding at night, it doesn't matter what I'm riding. I run the same exact setup.
Okay.
We've done gravel-ish at night. I do a lot of road at night, and I've ridden a lot of mountain bike at night. Mm-hmm. And I haven't had a really nice strict mountain bike light, which a lot of times in the past, a mountain bike light was a Light in Motion or a Night Rider, or it'd be a mounted on the handlebar. Usually have it run to a battery pack because it was ridiculous. Mm-hmm. It was like a 1600 lumen, and you'd have like a beam and a flood, so it'd be 2 bulbs. Mm-hmm. And it would shine. It would flood out the trail in front of you, but then see ahead. But I haven't done that in a while. For me, it's like I said, no matter what I'm on, it's like 1,000 lumen headlight on the handlebars with a 700, another 1,000 lumen on my helmet. Mm-hmm. So to have a nice light on my on your bars that washes the whole trail. Yeah, it's fixed. Mm-hmm. And then my helmet lets me look ahead and look around, see stuff. And the other reason I run like 1,000 or 1,200 lumen light is purely I don't ever run at 1,000 lumens. Mm-hmm. But if I run 1,000 lumen light, that at 1 hour I can run it for 1,000 lumens. Or if I cut it in half, I get like 4 hours at like 500 lumens. And then I have a really long light.
Right.
Versus buying a 500 lumen, which I run at full power, which is only going to last an hour, and then you run it down to 200.
Right.
See, like the step down with that.
Right.
If I really needed to, I could boost it. I could run it up to 1,000. But
if conditions dictate it,
I could turn it. If I'm doing
for a period of time,
500 lumens is so bright, or 700 or whatever it's in between.
Now, what you're talking about specifically geared towards mountain biking.
I do it. If it's
on
the road.
No, I do it
on the road too.
Well. Okay.
Yeah, I go on a road ride because one's on my helmet, and then if I go on a gravel or something, one's on my helmet too.
What I've done, I don't do a lot of night riding anymore.
It's great.
I did
past my bedtime now.
I did it, and it just didn't appeal to me for whatever reason. I get there's that like unique window of time where the clocks change. And it's still kind of warm enough to feel comfortable being out on the bike, but you lose the daylight.
A light this Thursday night if you ride.
Yeah, we need lights. We need to you need to make sure to post.
I'll put that on the post tomorrow.
Yeah. But what I would do is I would run similar to what you do. I'd have the 1,500, 1,200 lumen light, and I've got a bank of them with the external battery. But I would put them both on my bars, and I wouldn't have one on my helmet, and I would have one set to wash a wide beam. And then the other one set that was a little angled a little higher and a little further out that had a brighter spot beam on it.
Yeah.
So it kind of was that I could get a little bit of the distance gauge as well as what's right in my immediate vicinity. But that was night riding. And I guess what I'm really not talking about, I'm not we've gone off on the night riding tangent, but I think
the night train.
I think that kind of scenario, the nighttime riding, warrants itself.
Dark time.
Dark time warrants it for that setup that you just described. And those are external battery packs.
It's not the reason I advocate helmet for anyone. I tell anyone to ride at night to buy a helmet light or buy a mount, because like my light, I can put anything on my helmet that's on my handlebars. Is think about a nice swooping fast turn. And not being able to, even if you have a flood, you're not going to see past a certain point. Yeah. So you could look.
When you turn your head,
you're riding through the trail. We had it on the canal we rode a few years ago. There maybe was some deer or something off. I don't know. And I've had it I had a little rabbit running next to me. It was like a month ago. I did 40 or 50 at night. Yeah. And then you hear these little paws next to you. So it's nice having a helmet light to look down. Otherwise, you're getting freaked out. And you don't know if it's like a cat or a dog or... about to get your leg chopped off.
So let's step away from the nighttime needs.
Well, I would say the other thing too is, I guess it's going the same thing, is my same 1,000 lumen light in motion that me and Jess have, we each have, is that has a pulsating thing I run in the daylight. It's freaking bright.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what I want to talk about now. And honestly, I think there's
bright.
Before we step away from, let me step back one more time. I think there is a case to be made in some instances that nighttime riding at certain times of the year is safer.
I feel much safer
because you're much more visible to cars on the road, and they don't know what you are either. No, they don't know if you're a moped, a motorcycle,
bad, as long as they don't get fixated on your light. Jess hasn't had hers on the last few rides, but our rear taillights are 300 lumens.
They're bright.
And
you were telling
300 lumens is ridiculously bright for a rear.
I need to set my rear light.
You get 100 yards behind you barely see it.
Okay, well I'll
I'm talking a mile visibility with 1,000 or 300 lumen rear.
So when do you need lights on a gravel ride? Obviously, dusk and dawn.
Yeah.
If you're up early or you're going to be out late, obviously, in that civil twilight or that morning time.
What you're about to say is about the best thing about gravel, though.
What, midday, the shadow tunnels?
Oh, well, that too.
Yeah.
Well, you're not in a heavily trafficked
right.
Trafficked
area. I got that actually
on my speech
to talk about a little bit later.
You're not really in a heavy
heavily trafficked
area,
right?
But you do have those tunnels of Loudon and Leesburg and
you can be hard to see in those shadows.
Yeah.
You can be very difficult to see certain times of the year on the road. That's a problem as well.
Yeah.
When you get those long shadows late in the summer and into the fall, where you still got that bright sun looming on the horizon, but you got those long shadow tunnels. You can basically disappear inside of that.
Yeah.
And lights during the day are what allows you to be seen. So
you know the big thing that Light in Motion has done, everyone uses the word strobe.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dangerous, they're saying. And I can understand that when it's just flashing on and off.
Mm-hmm.
They do a pulsating because people either get fixated on that and
you kind of
it does like 4 little pulses in like it's a flash, but it's not a strobe. Apparently the strobe's pretty dangerous at times.
See, that's what I've got my Fly 6 done. So it's a random kind of pattern, but I hear what you're saying is that you're saying it needs to be brighter.
It needs to be brighter, but you don't ever lose the light.
Yeah.
Versus a strobe that sometimes can really screw up drivers.
Because
they fixate on
pulsating
is and it's like 4 with like a brighter like flash, but it never shuts off like a strobe.
Okay.
You know, if you have epilepsy or something.
I can see where that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
So front, rear, both. What's the most important?
I don't know. I almost feel like nowadays front is just as important.
Okay.
Like sometimes unless it's a low light, I almost would rather run a front because I would say there's been a handful of times the front pulsating thing I have in my Light in Motion has caught people's attention that have pulled out that probably wouldn't have seen me.
It catches the eye of the people because a lot of people have that tendency to ride too far to the right. They don't want to occupy the lane, and it's very difficult to see a cyclist if they're over to the side of the road. And we'll talk about it that I've got it later on. In a gravel scenario, you may not have as many vehicles you encounter. But so they might not be looking for you. And if they can see you before they pull out in front of you, that's just a benefit of and then obviously I think the rear, it's a distance thing because the driver can see you long before. So for a front light, it's that sudden encounter that's going to grab their attention. And for a rear light, it's a preparation thing where I can see that cyclist well ahead of me. Either in a gravel scenario where I wouldn't even be looking for them otherwise, or in a road scenario where you now I've got eyes on it and I know somebody's there. Mm-hmm. Mounting options. Obviously, front is bar mount. You talked a little bit about a helmet mount. Do you think there's in the daytime? Do you think a helmet mount actually makes any sense?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just do that to look forward.
Yeah. So it's a visibility thing for you on the helmet.
The handlebars are fixed, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Handlebars, and actually, I used to run. They used to have these little frog-looking lights. They almost like what you had on your seat post before, the little tiny thing that wrapped around the seat post. Those work really well around the hubs. So it's
oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a Garmin sensor.
Huh.
You wrap it around your hub. I used to do that a lot at night.
Because then it lights up your wheel.
Yeah, and then I realized people don't use batteries anymore, and there's needed batteries.
Huh. No, they give you, it's a pain if they're rechargeable because taking them on and off the hubs is, and you have to take your speed sensor on and off. That doesn't make any sense.
And there is some helmets now. Specialized has some, everyone has some that have lights in the helmet too. They just never seem bright enough.
Yeah.
But we have some 300 lumen that go on the seat post.
So that would be...
Those things run forever.
That would be... Like a helmet would be a secondary added, put a light here if you really want to be visible. Rear. Probably commuters. The more lights for a commuter, the better off you are. So put them all over
like
the
a
place.
Spaceship.
But that wouldn't be the only place that you would want to have a light. You'd want to have a light. I feel like this is a very basic conversation, but I also think it's an important conversation.
A lot of people come in.
Yeah. It's an important conversation to talk about.
Every year it seems like lights get cheaper and more lumens.
Higher lumens, cheaper.
So like 10 years ago, I did my first Night Sentry, and I bought a 300 lumen Night Rider. It was pretty chunky, but it was like a standalone, which was one of the first standalones, and that was like $90. I was this is expensive. And my friend Dan had a mountain bike one he let me use, and then I had to rotate those between laps. Now now you can get a 700 lumen for like 50, or 1,000 lumen for like $60.
Yeah,
from like Light in Motion, Night Rider. Specialized had this really it was the end all beat all light, and I don't think the new versions do its justice. It's called the Styx, like 800, whatever it was called, and it was a dual beam light, and it was the best light I ever had.
Yeah,
and I put it on my fork mount on my Sequoia.
Okay.
And it sat down on my lower part of my fork. A little knob.
Yeah, in touring.
I remember seeing that? Yeah.
Yeah, in touring where you have panniers, you have bags or stuff all over the place. You got to find some innovative places to put lights, and that's a good place to put
problem solvers and other people make these little nubs that go into your fender bolt, your little M5 threads. And that thing was awesome.
Yeah.
And it was on my Sequoia in the fire.
Ah, dagger.
And they make like 1100. They make that same light in a different lumens. It's not the same light.
Really?
It's not like from a few years ago.
Okay.
So
I've done that though. I've put them on like
I love it
the
down
stays on the rear when you have racks and you know, you can always say, oh yeah, well if you've got panniers on the rear, you've got easy options. Yeah. But if you've got bags on the front, your options aren't as readily available.
Yeah.
The little like the Rootworks bed has a little nubbins thing. You can put a light on there.
It was that little nub that was out on my fork.
Yeah.
Yep. Like with my pizza rack, Wes made me a mount. And I had to fix it because he jerry rigged it, but I had it on the front of the rack, which was cool.
Was the pizza rack in the fire?
Yeah.
Oh,
that was your old pizza rack. We traded.
Yeah.
Oh, my Kona won't take a pizza rack now.
Yeah, the pizza rack, I guess, is kind of a thing of the past.
I liked having it. No, it's great for like commuting and stuff.
If you carry a 6-pack of beer.
Putting beer on it, yeah.
And pizza.
I've grocery shopped on the way home.
What it's designed for.
You do the millennial, like throw a thing of seltzer, LaCroix on the front of that thing.
So I guess what I'm hearing is don't be afraid to be creative with your mounting.
Just put lights on.
But make sure you have something fixed on the front. You have something fixed on the rear. And if you want to get crazy and put some dash on your helmet, then go for it.
Oh, the most important part of all this is make sure they're charged before you ride.
There you go. Yeah. And
Saturday morning, I went to turn my... Sunday, one of the mornings I went to turn my light in motion on and it was dead. And we just talked about it like 2 weeks ago.
So you think about, if you get into the routine, I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the routine, because I always remember to charge my Garmin, I always remember to charge, and when I got the Fly 6, because I actually got one of the cycling.
Nothing doesn't last.
6. Well, no, it's because the rides that we've been on have been very long. I get about 3 hours out of it. So I do need to, and I got some redundancy issues. So what are the things that you should look for? And I've got some list here, but if there's anything else, I'll throw these things out.
Lights?
What are those specific things you should look for? And let's not talk about lumens because we already
I'm going to talk about lumens.
Okay, we'll talk about lumens. That's the most
important thing.
Okay, well go ahead.
That's exactly what I was saying. So all your lights are going to have a light scale. So if it's a 500 lumen and you use it at what was I going to say?
50% or 70%.
So 500 lumen, and you run it at 500 lumens, it's probably an hour to hour and a half. It's not that long. And if you cut it down, you know it'll go to like 3 or 4 hours at like whatever, 50%. So always buy up. They're not that expensive.
Always buy more lumens than you think you're going to need.
Buy like 1,000 or 1,200 lumen light, which is still small. That way you can run it like half lumen, which is still like 600 lumens.
Run it at half power.
Half power, yeah.
And it's still, I mean, because they're not that that big.
These things are so small. I was in here today. I was like, damn. Yeah, they're... That way you get more battery. And if you need to pump it up to like 1,000, I mean, this is like 1,000
they're
lumen.
small.
Like,
yep.
It's so little.
So sturdy mounting. What are some of the best mounting options that are available out there? I mean,
what do you mean?
I mean,
like I like the light in motion. The way there's mounts, they have like a fail safe. That's a little knob right here. So I have to unthread that to take the light off.
Yeah, see, that's the kind
really
of
sturdy thing.
That's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about.
Occasionally, my Night Rider, which I still have like 4 Night Riders. I have a lot of lights.
I have a lot of Night Riders. I have like 3 Night Riders.
Then it's still hard to get off.
Yeah.
And these things never fall off.
Okay, so I guess that's something. When you're considering a specific light, look at the mounting options and its reliability.
Depending on where you're going to mount it. So if you know you have bar bags and stuff, you're not going to put this on the handlebars. Right. But light in motion, like I'm big on light in motion.
So consider. I guess maybe the thing here is instead of considering it, making sure that it's sturdy, make sure that the mounting that the bike has, the options that the light has, fit your bike.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right way to put that.
And this is a pretty stout system, and they have different mounting options and attachments. And you can buy different. Make sure you can buy. You buy like a knockoff. There's so many people that buy the. I don't want to sound bad when I say it. They go like on eBay and buy like the overseas it's 1,000 lumens and it was like $20 or something, and then it like overheats and catches on fire, and then you can't get parts to replace for it. Like these little bad boys are made in the USA.
Yeah.
Light in Motion.
Light in Motion. So that's a good brand, Light in Motion.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, I think this goes without saying, but I think you've seen this in the past. Make sure that the light is bike specific. I've seen a lot of mounts that people just strap your mag light onto your bike.
I see that a lot.
I see that all the time.
I love mag lights.
Yeah, but not on a bike. Of them. But not on a bike. Not on a bike.
No.
So there's another thing to make sure that you actually, you buy a bike specific, purpose driven bike light as opposed to something that's not. So how important?
It's not that expensive at the end of the day for like $50 for like a 700 lumen. That's pretty good.
I mean, but I guess it used to be, and that was maybe where a lot of that comes from. Yeah. So how important is it to have some sort of a battery indicator on it to tell you how much life is left in that battery?
So you remember how to look at that battery indicator.
True. So
I just know I ride long nowadays, so I should just charge it after every ride.
So, and that's kind of the habit that I've gotten into.
There's like a flash sequence on some of these, or there is. Night Rider does make some that have little windows that'll tell you percentages.
No, I have one of those, and it's got a little OLED kind of screen on it, and it actually can walk you through some of the settings.
Yeah,
because I get lost on some of my lights with the settings. It's like, is this brighter than that? When you're trying to set it up in the daytime, it's hard to tell, is this brighter than that?
Yeah.
So, this one actually, those little screens actually are beneficial because they do tell you exactly, what setting you're on, how much battery you got left. And so I think that can be important. I don't think it is something, I think if you get into the right rhythm of making sure that things are charged.
Yeah.
IPX water resistant rating. I mean,
I think if you go through everything we just said, I don't think you have to worry about that.
Do you think most of them today, most of your quality, and that may be something you won't see on a Chinese knockoff. Yeah. They may say it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be it.
Those are the ones that catch fire and you start sparking and electrocute yourself in the hill.
Trying to take it off with your bike smoking. And then obviously, if it's something that you've got and you just went through that with your light, easy on, easy off. To make sure that you do in fact charge it. Now I had my bike. I used to carry my bike in the back of my truck all the time, like not in the back in the bed, but
in the cab.
I actually had a mount in the cab, and I would keep my bike. It rode most of one season inside my truck, and I would just go from place to place. And I actually had it set up with a charger, so I never took the light off, and I would just plug it in and just charge the battery right there in the truck.
Yeah, because I guess this is like a super. This thing's pretty sealed up to charge it. So water can't get in. I'm going to break a fingernail.
No, but I'm just more thinking about, making sure that it's something, because if something is hard to get off, you're going to push. You're going to be like, I just charged it 2 days ago. I don't need to charge it again. Then all of a sudden you're out. So maybe that's something to think about. Some of the crazy curveballs Varia by Garmin has radar integrated for approaching vehicles. Now, this could be very useful in a gravel scenario, whereas we talked about earlier, vehicles are not frequently encountered. So, instead of having that car sneak up on you, the Garmin with the radar actually begins to tell you. And it doesn't it do cool things like the light patterns change?
It'll go by, it's very smart. Yeah. You know, the one thing I was thinking about on the ride home, because I ordered a bunch of the Varias for stock. It's so freaking annoying on a group ride when there's like 6 people and their Garmins are chirping and those radar units are on and off. And I'm like,
is there any way to turn it off?
I don't know, but like, talk about making a group ride sour. It's just everyone stops. It's beep, 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 beep. I'm like, shut up. Everyone uses them. And they're great. They're great for solo rides. I had one forever, like the first edition and like my 1000. Is I need to get Jess one too. Our new Garmin show up this week finally. Okay. Those things are freaking. Just need to turn them on. Like, even if it's myself, I have to find a silent button
on the
as Varia. Far as like when you're starting and stopping in certain things. I want it to chirp or alert me when there's a car coming, but it's always when we're starting and stopping in the parking lots.
Maybe there's under some certain speed.
Well, I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to turn it on everyone's.
Okay, if it's not a feature that's available, maybe you need to discover it and then actually share that.
Be a billionaire,
or maybe somebody out there listening knows that setting exists.
It probably is. I haven't looked into it.
So you ride the Varia? You have a Varia?
I've had a Varia.
Okay.
I haven't had it for a few years because I sold my Garmin and stuff. Now they're compatible with Wahoo too. They've been compatible, yeah. So you can have a Wahoo Roam, and the Varia will still work on the Roam.
Okay.
So
I have invested in the Fly 6. to have the camera and the light combo together.
But you need a Varia too, because it's not going to do radar.
Yeah,
you need a regular light just as a backup, and we're going to start calling you a Christmas tree.
That's what we talked about, redundancy, multiple lights for long rides. If you're going out on a long ride, maybe you either need to go ahead and strap that second. This is something personally I need to start doing, because that happens to me all the time.
Like, if I know I'm night riding, I put an extra lighter or two in my bag.
Well, I'm not even talking about just for night riding, though. I'm talking about just, having the redundancy, especially if you know you're going out on a long ride. And these batteries, they age, and they don't typically always age well. So a light that used to last you 5 hours, all of a sudden now only lasts you 3.5. And
they're not like Jennifer Aniston lights.
Oh, Jennifer Aniston, that's held up well. So redundancy and what are your thoughts on the camera / light combos like the Fly 6? And,
we were like the first big dealer in the East Coast at Parvelli years ago. We were the only people around with them. Yeah. We sold so many of them, and it's worked so well with certain incidents.
Yep.
So
I'm waiting for the Fly 12.
You need to go through all your footage and just look at me the whole time.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
That's the reason why I like riding in front of you, because I actually go home after we go for a long ride and I just rewatch.
Put it on, and Carrie's like, "Why do you keep looking at Joey?"
I just watch it all day.
Yeah. I got all the weird stuff I do.
That's why I put a big 75-inch TV on the wall so I can just watch Joey all day. I'm waiting for the Fly 12 to come back into stock. It's been out of stock for quite some time, but I think cameras kind of are important. I'm beginning to think that the more people that actually ride with cameras, the more incidents. It's not going to stop something.
Drivers are going to be aware people have cameras.
Yeah,
that was their big thing with Fly 6 years ago.
Yeah,
when they first came in the U.S. because they're Australian or something. That people started realizing around our area, some of these taillights had cameras.
Yeah,
so it was deterrence.
I think that could be something that we should all think quite a bit about.
Yeah,
and I've put stuff up all the time. I don't make a big deal out of it. I had somebody close past me the other day, but you know what I did? I grabbed the license plate. I did close call database. I threw the clip on YouTube. So now it's out there. If that driver does something, and it's documentation of previous behavior patterns. So whatever that means, I don't know.
I need one of those as a car for some of the cyclists around here.
I do.
There's
that
a couple
too.
guys in the neighborhood. I was really hoping he would have, because he's had it multiple times, and he almost took me out like right here, in the development right up the street, other side of the road.
Yeah,
this guy never looks, and I'm coming up in my car, and my car reacted because of the Subaru eyesight thing, and he doesn't look the turn, and he just takes the turn. There's no shoulder.
Oh, you can't do that.
He just takes it, and I'm really close. Like, I want him to start going off on me and realize, like, oh, I'm the freaking bike shop guy.
Yeah.
Like, what are you... like,
you pull out in front of me, I don't care who you are.
I don't care who you are. You have to learn.
I shouldn't pull out in front of you in my car, and you shouldn't pull out in front of me in my car.
He's going to do it to the wrong person, and he just gives us all a bad image.
Yeah.
And I just really want to door him.
Oh, God, Joey.
Just kidding. We just lost 4 listeners. This guy drives me up a wall. He is going to get hurt, and there's going to be a cyclist got injured for doing something stupid, and then we're all going to be labeled.
Yeah.
He's going to get himself killed.
I agree.
And luckily, like, I knew he was coming. My car reacted first.
But isn't that cool, though, that the car reacted? That's kind of cool.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that is kind of cool.
I was a little... I had too much... No, I'm just kidding. Orange Smash. No. I cracked that and then had to drive.
I don't think I can drink all of that. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it.
You got to take it home.
I will.
There's a new cocktail law in Maryland or Calvert County or something.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You can actually drive around with open containers now?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Well, apparently because of people like Ruddy Duck and Lighthouse were making like cocktails, people could put them in containers to drive home.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Something
that. Because
came out this week with...
because of COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, put a straw in your beer. And
all right, so for a lot of folks, I think that
don't do that.
I think for a lot of folks, that was a very basic, light conversation, and they probably tuned out. But I think for some other folks, maybe, we talked about some stuff that, maybe if it just gets you thinking about the fact that you should really put lights on your bike, even if you're riding a gravel bike. I think maybe that's our big takeaway from this, is that even though you think I'm out there on my own, and I'm on these roads where I don't see a lot of cars, and I don't really think I need to have lights, you do. I think the key is you do. And
I've been trying to do it more and more.
You need to have them in the day. You need to have them at night. Just put lights on your bike. It's not like it adds a lot of weight for you weight weenies. So just...
And night riding is actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot more fun if you do it like in September and October when the weather's perfect.
Yeah, so I was talking about.
You don't have to wait till like 9 o'clock to go.
Yeah.
Me and Austin, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or so, I was still at Parvella. We were riding a lot, like at 8 or 9.
Yeah, he did.
But it was like cold.
He did a lot.
But we would do
riding.
like a metric at night.
Yeah, he did a lot.
And it was a blast.
Yeah. You want to do this or that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do some this and that's. This or that's. Excuse me.
This or that.
Be overly prepared and do a short course at unpaved, or be underprepared and do a long course at unpaved and suffer. Both finishing, but here's I think the real thing is if you are overly prepared and do a short course, you're going to come in way too early. And then if you do an underprepared long course, you're going to come in way too late. Which would you rather do? I know what my answer is going to be. This is easy.
I would love to be overprepared, but then you run into a situation like, oh.
Well, I know what my answer is. You're just going to spit my answer out?
Sure.
I would rather be overly prepared and do a short course because there's more time to party because parties are back because COVID is done, baby.
COVID's not done. COVID is far from done.
I'm just wishful thinking.
I don't know. I wrote every time I write them, I think it's worse because you're contemplating while you're writing them, and then you think about it all day. I think it'd be. You'd probably have a better story if you were part 2 of that one.
If you're underprepared,
yeah,
because then you could make up some stuff that's like I had 18 flats and look at
God, no, I don't want to be that like no, just physical.
You just before you get back, you just punch a bunch of darts inside your sidewalls and be like, look at what I had to deal with.
I think I don't want to be under and just I don't know. It'd be a good story.
Overprepared for me all the way. Second item, this or that, gas station. Or fully prepare enough food and put in a frame pack. Oop, that's my phone. Excuse me.
I almost want to say I'd prepare my own food if I was going to do that. Like, all right, so on paved, I'll take a frame bag and I'll put some rice cakes, pickles, goose.
You can't just get all that stuff at the restaurant.
Even if I'm riding normal cover. Well, what if you get to a gas station and all they have is crappy pickles like we had 2 weeks ago?
You're in trouble then. You're right. You're right about that.
And they don't have like...
I've always been a gas station guy.
I love the gas station game. But occasionally you get hit in the wrong spot and they don't have what you want or it's sketchy or they kick you out for sitting in the cooler, the ice freezer.
I'm still going to go gas station. I think you like to be prepared, though, going out. I think that's the Boy Scout in you. Or the Eagle Scout in you. Maybe. I don't know. So is that your answer?
Yeah.
You want to prepare.
Do you want gas?
I'm fine with the gas station. I got a credit card. Third item, on a rainy day.
Hold on.
Okay, here we go. We're going back to number 2.
Encounter this on a Sunday with COVID. The few places I wanted to go, the little place at the end of Brooms Island, and some places were shut down or didn't
closed.
Accept. Yeah. So then you ask Tom King if you can get some water.
Yeah, that's tricky. In the world of a pandemic, you may not always be able to find those places. But I think at this point now, where we're at, I don't think that's a reality. I think I go back and forth. I'm still sticking with gas station. Third item, on a rainy day, Joey, when you don't want to ride your bike, would you rather go to the museum or the movies?
Museum.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a movie guy. I like movies. Yeah, I like movies. I've always liked movies. I like going to popcorn.
I like movies.
I know you're a movie guy. You can quote most movies that I've ever seen, but you like to watch movies at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't mind going to theaters. So
expensive. It's expensive.
It does get expensive.
It's very
there
expensive.
was one winter, maybe a couple of winters, especially working in Annapolis. I got like a membership to the aquarium. I guess is that in a museum? Even museum. I would go to like the Baltimore Aquarium, and I would go just sit in the bottom, like where you could see the big tank. Mm-hmm. And I'd sit there for like an hour or two.
That's honestly the best way to do an aquarium.
It's so nice. It's
the little
peaceful.
The little tanks are so packed with like
those are cool too.
COVID kids.
I love the aquarium and museums, but at the aquarium, I just go by myself. I was a lonely guy. And then go to Barnes & Noble and look at their fish tank.
I'm okay with the museums, but I think on a rainy day, I'd rather do a movie.
Excuse me, man. Wednesday after everything happened with us, we didn't want to come home, and I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had like no feelings. It's kind of weird. I kind of felt like numb or something. And then Jess is like, because we walk around the store and I didn't want to be there. And she's like, "Do you want to see a movie?" I don't know any of these freaking movies are out.
Well, no, the movies that are out right now
freaking horrible.
Or you could actually watch them on HBO Max for free.
Apparently nowadays you can get some Disney movies. You pay like $20, which is still cheaper than.
Mm-hmm. We did that with Jungle Cruise.
Yeah, and you can watch it from your home.
Yeah, we watched Jungle. Watch as much as you want.
$30.
Yeah, it was like $30, and we, just Disney Plus and all that thing. So, and actually, I'll say this: it was a very enjoyable movie. I enjoyed that movie. So, good recommendation.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Cruise.
I love Jungle Book, not the remake. The original.
The original. Okay.
Bogaloosa.
Fourth item. Would you rather have your phone die? Oh, excuse me, Joey. I started this yawning thing, and now I can't stop. It's because of this orange smash. He's putting me to sleep. Phone die or Garmin Wahoo die on a long ride?
Ooh. Was your Garmin's been dying?
So I got a new one. And it's so happy now that it doesn't die.
I'd probably be fine if my Garmin died.
I'd rather with a choice between the two.
Depending on what Garmin I had and what was on my phone, like as far as service.
I'd much rather have my Garmin die. Because you can always just turn your phone on and start Strava. And I've done that one, and I got into a very good habit of that here.
Recently. Yeah, I even told you to wear your watch one time.
Yep. When my Garmin would just suddenly up and...
Do you even wear a watch anymore?
Yeah, I do. I don't have it on tonight. I took it off this afternoon. I go back and forth between my Apple Watch and my Garmin watch. So I think I'd much rather have my phone die.
Oh, I got a good this or that I saw after. I don't know who posted it. Sports movies, Will Ferrell or Adam Sandler?
Oh, that is an awesome
Think about that.
Bonus.
You got Jackie Moon, or you got Bobby Boucher. You pick.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
I'm going with Adam Sandler.
I mean, Will Ferrell had some great movies.
Yeah, he had great movies, but
sports movies. I mean, obviously both have great movies, but
yeah.
Sports movies. Trying to pick between those two.
Yeah, Adam Sandler, hands down, all the way. I think. What would your answer be?
Adam Sandler. Yeah. Although Will Ferrell, because you could include Talladega Nights in that too.
Yeah, that was the one that
NASCAR
came
sports.
To mind. Yeah. That's the one that came to mind for me, and he's done some basketball stuff too, but they're not as memorable as Adam
Jackie
Sandler.
Moon?
He's done. Adam Sandler's are just super memorable for me.
Oh man,
people are out there screaming at their
I totally had a moment, and then like when you come to talk about it for a second, you can't remember.
Well, I think we're both on the same page with Adam Sandler, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else before we shut it down, Jerry?
Shut her down.
6 weeks done paid.
Blades of Glory was good.
Get yourself ready.
Semi-pro. Anyway.
Get
6 weeks,
ready.
Dave.
Get yourself ready, Dave.
You think Dave still drinks every time we say his name?
I don't know.
We say Dave a lot.
Clink, clink, clink. Let's just say Dave a lot. Dave. Yeah. Father Dave.
Father Dave.
Thanks, everybody, for listening to this episode of Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt. It's a listener-supported podcast by some amazing, incredible people on Patreon or PayPal. You can join us there, too. Just head over to the website that Joey's going to give you in a second. You can get all the details. Joey, how can people contact us?
Just come in and say hey. When your store's up and running.
Hey.
GravelTravelDirt.com. And our gram is at Mid-Atlantic GTD, where you can come and vote for my hot dog over Brian's hot dog.
Did you actually say which one's which?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you introduced bias into the survey because people obviously like you better than they like me.
Oh, man. We forgot big gravel news today.
What's the big gravel news today?
New Cannondale Super 6 Evo. Clears 45. That is a beautiful bike.
I did actually see
everyone knows if I wasn't a Specialized guy, I'd have some Cannondales.
So I saw that today, and I was going to put it in the show notes, but
Ted King won the last great rider, some Whitefish, Montana.
I'm not even tired, Joey.
And let's keep going.
Once I start yawning,
you won it on that bike.
Once I start yawning, I can't stop. Everybody on their just listening right now. They're yawning.
Yeah, Laura King placed like third this weekend with it.
Yeah,
I'm just keep talking about the bike and you're yawning.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful bike.
Mid-Atlantic Gravel, Travel, and Dirt is recorded this week from right here in Joey's kitchen, and we're going to do one from the shop here pretty soon, right?
Are we?
We talked about that.
Have you checked our Wi-Fi speed?
No, is it good or bad?
I don't know. It's been great.
Okay. Well, then we'll do it there.
And we have AC.
You got serious AC.
Yeah.
Thanks for riding along, everybody. Till next time, do good, be nice, go slow, and respect others.
Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.